The silence after the storm is haunting. It hangs in the air, heavy and unbroken, as if the world itself is holding its breath. The village, once alive with the sounds of daily life, now lies eerily still. Where laughter once filled the air, now only thick, brown mud remains. The streets are unrecognizable, buried beneath layers of silt and debris, every step a reminder of the chaos that swept through. The village looks like a forgotten battlefield. Houses broken, walls collapsed. Memories and dreams lie scattered among the ruins, each shattered wall telling a story of loss. The river, once a source of life, became a monster overnight, swallowing everything. Its waters surged with unstoppable force, turning familiar paths into torrents of destruction. People had no time to save belongings, just enough to run for their lives. In the darkness, families clung to each other, escaping with only what they could carry in their arms. The sun now shines weakly on devastation, the land scarred and hearts heavy. Mourning brings no comfort, only the harsh reality of what has been lost. A child's toy half buried in mud is a lonely reminder of what was lost. Small treasures, once cherished, now lie forgotten in the wreckage, symbols of innocence swept away. Survivors walk through the wreckage in shock, searching for anything to salvage. Each discovery, a photograph, a book, a piece of clothing, brings both hope and heartbreak. This was not just another flood, it was a catastrophe that reshaped lives. The scale of destruction is overwhelming, leaving scars that will last for generations. Bridges torn down, roads ripped up, entire communities isolated. The outside world feels distant, and help seems slow to arrive. For days, only the roar of water and desperate cries for help could be heard. The memory of that terror lingers, echoing in the minds of those who survived. Now, silence blankets the survivors' grief. The pain is quiet, but it runs deep, shared by all who remain. Yet, even in loss, a quiet determination emerges. Neighbors reach out to one another, finding strength in unity and shared resolve. The path ahead is long, but the will to rebuild remains. Together, the village begins to rise from the mud, step by step, with hope lighting the way forward. Fitriati, a mother of 40, stands where her house once stood, now just a muddy foundation. The memories of her family's life here linger in the air, mixed with the scent of wet earth and loss. Every corner of this place once echoed with laughter and daily routines, now replaced by silence and uncertainty. She points to a mark on a tree. The water nearly reached the roof, a chilling reminder of how quickly everything changed. The floodwaters rose higher than anyone in the village could remember, swallowing homes and memories in their path. "We've had floods before, but never like this," she says, her voice trembling with emotion. The devastation is unlike anything she or her neighbors have ever faced. Her family escaped with only the clothes on their backs, forced to leave behind cherished belongings and the home they built together over years. They watched helplessly as their home was consumed by the torrent, powerless to stop the destruction. The river, once a source of life, became a force of unimaginable loss. Now they live in a crowded shelter, resources scarce, but grateful to be together. The shelter is noisy and cramped, but it offers safety and a sense of community among survivors. Her children ask when they can go home. She has no answer. Each day she tries to reassure them, even as her own heart aches with uncertainty. The loss is more than physical. It's the loss of security and normalcy. The routines that once defined their days have vanished, replaced by waiting and worry. Still, Fitriati refuses to give up hope. She draws strength from her family and her community, determined to rebuild what was lost. "We are strong people. We will start over," she says, her determination shining through the hardship. Her words inspire those around her to keep moving forward. Her story is one of many, personal tragedy within a larger disaster. All around her, families are picking up the pieces, united by shared loss and hope. Despite everything, her resilience shines through. Even in the darkest moments, she finds reasons to smile and to comfort others. She knows the journey will be long. The road to recovery is uncertain, but she faces it with courage and resolve. But she's ready to take the first step, no matter how difficult. Each day brings a new challenge, but also a new opportunity to rebuild. Fitriati's determination is a testament to the human spirit, reminding us all that even in the face of overwhelming loss, hope and strength can endure. For many in Aceh, the floodwaters revived old nightmares, stirring memories that had never truly faded. Maulidin, a fisherman, survived the 2004 tsunami that claimed over 170,000 lives and left deep scars on the community. As the flood surged through his village, panic set in, and memories of that devastating day came rushing back, overwhelming him with fear and helplessness. "It felt like the tsunami all over again," he says, his hands trembling as he recalls the terror and confusion. The trauma is not just his, it's a burden shared by the whole community. As old wounds are reopened by new disasters, families scramble to safety, separated in the chaos, desperately searching for loved ones amid the confusion. Maulidin managed to get his family to higher ground, but his heart pounded with fear for his elderly parents, who struggled to keep up. "During the tsunami, I lost my brother. I can't go through that again," he confides, his voice heavy with grief and anxiety. The flood shattered the fragile sense of security people had painstakingly rebuilt over the years, leaving them feeling vulnerable once more. Now Maulidin struggles with sleepless nights and constant anxiety, haunted by memories and the fear of what might come next. Many tsunami survivors face similar post-traumatic stress, finding it difficult to move forward as each disaster reopens old wounds. They need more than food and shelter. They need psychological support, counseling, and a chance to heal emotionally, as well as physically. The flood is a cruel reminder of nature's unpredictability and how quickly life can change in an instant. Their resilience is being tested once more as they come together to rebuild and support one another through hardship. But the community's spirit endures, shining through even in the darkest times, as hope and solidarity help them face the future together. The disaster's scale is staggering. Over 440 lives lost, with numbers expected to rise as rescue teams reach remote areas. More than 640 injured, hospitals overwhelmed, and 400 people still missing. Families wait in agonizing uncertainty, hoping for miracles. Nearly 50,000 families displaced, living in crowded shelters or with relatives. In Aceh alone, at least 54 deaths. North Sumatra, 43, West Sumatra, 9. These are not just numbers, they are lives, families, futures lost. Over 12,000 people have been rescued, but the need for aid is overwhelming. Clean water, food, medicine, and shelter are desperately needed. Behind every statistic is a story of survival and loss. The true cost is measured in shattered lives. This catastrophe was triggered by relentless monsoon rains and a rare tropical cyclone. The cyclone intensified rainfall and winds, overwhelming the land. But nature alone isn't to blame. Years of illegal logging and deforestation for palm oil left the land vulnerable. Without trees, rainwater rushed down bare hillsides, causing mudslides and floods. The floods were thick with mud and debris, burying homes and roads. Landslides were a direct result of eroded, deforested slopes. The pursuit of profit has come at a terrible cost. This disaster is a harsh lesson in environmental neglect. When forests are destroyed, so is our protection. Rebuilding must include serious conversations about conservation. Without change, this cycle will repeat. Rescue efforts are a desperate race against time. Floods and landslides destroyed roads and bridges, isolating communities. Many villages were cut off, with no way to call for help. Power and communication outages created an information blackout. Rescuers rely on helicopters to survey damage and deliver supplies. Ongoing rain threatens new disasters, making rescue work perilous. Teams dig through unstable mud, risking their lives for survivors. Soldiers, police, and volunteers unite, driven by hope. Every person evacuated is a victory, but resources are stretched thin. The rescuers' bravery is a beacon of hope. They need more equipment and a break in the weather. The fight to save lives continues. In the aftermath, emotions run deep: fear, sadness, and hope. Fear lingers in children's eyes, in memories of past disasters. With rain still falling, anxiety about more floods is constant. Sadness is everywhere, homes lost, routines shattered, lives changed forever. Communities mourn friends and family, grieving not just for people, but for a way of life. Yet, hope persists. Survivors vow to rebuild, finding strength in small acts of kindness. A child's smile, a shared meal, a prayer. These are sparks of hope. Recovery will be long, but hope fuels every step. Emotions are intertwined, grief and gratitude, fear and resilience. Understanding this emotional landscape is vital. Survivors need more than aid, they need compassion. Healing will take time, but hope endures. Amid tragedy, the community's strength shines. Gotong royong, mutual assistance, is alive in Sumatra's villages. Neighbors helped neighbors before official aid arrived. Families on higher ground sheltered those who lost everything. Volunteers evacuated the vulnerable and cooked communal meals. Acts of kindness and bravery multiplied across the region. A fisherman rescued dozens with his small boat. A teacher comforted children in shelters. This spirit is the first line of defense against despair, but the scale of disaster is too great for the community alone. They need resources, clean water, food, medical supplies, shelter. Gotong royong is the foundation, but outside help is essential. Together, recovery is possible. As shock fades, Sumatra looks to the future, daunting, uncertain, but not hopeless. Survivors hope for rain to stop, the missing to be found, and enough food and water for tomorrow. Fitriati dreams of a safe home. Maulidin longs for peace of mind. Recovery means more than rebuilding houses. It's about restoring lives and livelihoods. Farmers, fishermen, and shop owners face years of hardship. Psychological scars will take even longer to heal, especially for children. The world must show solidarity. Immediate aid and long-term support are needed. Sustainable rebuilding and reforestation can help prevent future disasters. The people's resilience is inspiring, but they cannot do it alone. Their prayer is for safety, stability, and dignity. The world must answer that call. By helping, we can turn hope into reality. Together, we can help Sumatra rebuild.